We are the unseen explorers. We are going deeper than any deep sea diver, and further than any astronaut ever has, because there are more cells in the human body than all the stars in our galaxy. We are discovering the universes in our bodies. While we may never summit a peak, we are climbing new heights to understand how to cure disease. Because we are the world's most uncharted territory. Thousands of breaths and countless heartbeats a day. We are as fragile as we are complex. So much threatens our ability to live long and fulfilling lives. And we are all fighting the same fights. We are the administrators, the truck drivers, the scientists, and the managers, the dreamers, the thinkers, and the doers, working so that all can be and live. All the places you go, we will go there with you. All the people you love, we love them too. We are using science to transform lives. We are Bristol-Myers Squibb.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome this year's Student Discovery Zone presenters from Arizona High School and University Bioscience programs.
Welcome. Welcome to the AZBio Awards and AZBio's 20th anniversary celebration. We are thrilled to have you. We are thrilled that so many members of our community came out this afternoon and this evening. And we have a great program planned for you for the next hour and a half. I am Mara Aspinall, a very proud member of the AZBio Board of Directors, a member of the Arizona Commerce Authority Board of Directors, and partner at Illumina Ventures. Today is all about you and the impact of science. So let's go on with the show. Tony?
Great, thank you. And I'm Tony Caldwell, fellow board member of the AZBio, and as well as a partner at the law firm of Snell & Walmer here in Phoenix. Tonight, you will be introduced to some exciting Arizona companies and many inspiring leaders.
Like what you do every day in your companies, we are looking towards the future today. I hope you had an opportunity to meet some of our future leaders at the Student Discovery Zone. The students standing before you come from Arizona's high schools and universities. They are our future.
Okay, students, here's your cue. 1, 2, 3. Take a bow. All right. And if you want to stay up here, you can, or if you want to walk back to your seats, that's fine too. Either way is just fine.
Yeah, stay and enjoy the limelight a little longer.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh well.
All right. So to begin our thanks, we first want to start with thanking the Barrow Neurological Institute for supporting the AZ Advances Talent Program. And the AZ Advances Talent Program includes the Student Discovery Zone, which these folks participated in. More than 1,400 Arizona students have had the opportunity to make contributions and connections and compete for scholarships and prizes in the zone since the program started in 21. So thanks again to BNI.
So as we get things started, we'd like to ask you to please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance and cue the flag. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and please be seated. our first speaker is really somebody who represents Arizona throughout the state and throughout the nation. So please join us in welcoming to the stage AZBio board member, Sandra Watson, who is the president and CEO of the Arizona Commerce Authority. Sandra.
Hello, and thank you, Mara and Tony. It is an honor to be here, and I'd like to start by congratulating tonight's honorees. Not only are we celebrating the success of Arizona's bioscience industry, we're here to commemorate AZBio's 20th anniversary. What an incredible milestone and testament to the leadership of Joan Kuber-Walker and her amazing team at AZBio. The bioscience and healthcare industries in Arizona are flourishing. Over the past half-decade, our state's employment in these industries have increased at double the rate of the national average. Today, Arizona is a top 4 state for bioscience and bioscience manufacturing job growth. And we're top 5 for medical equipment and supply manufacturing job growth. Arizona is home to groundbreaking medical equipment and bioscience organizations such as Medtronic, WL Gore, Stryker, Dexcom, WPT, TGen, and the list goes on. We're also home to pioneering healthcare institutions, including the Mayo Clinic, Banner Health, Honor Health, Phoenix Children's Hospital, and Barrow Neurological Institute. And with recent announcements like Mayo Clinic's 120-acre Discovery Oasis campus, ASU's new School of Medicine and Advanced Medical Engineering, we believe that we are just getting started. Arizona is poised to play a leading role in bioscience innovation for many, many years to come. In closing, I want to again thank Joan and everyone at AZBio for their steadfast dedication and commitment to Arizona's bioscience community. We look forward to working alongside you to support Arizona's successes for the next 20 years. I now have the pleasure of introducing the next speaker, Governor Katie Hobbs, who is coming to you by video. Since taking office, Governor Hobbs has been a leader focused on expanding our high-tech industries and bringing people together to build a better future for Arizonans. We are so fortunate to have her leading our state. And with that, if you would please turn your attention towards the screen for a special message from our governor.
Good evening. I'm Governor Katie Hobbs. Welcome to the 2023 AZBio Association Awards, and a big congratulations to this evening's honorees. AZBio is celebrating 20 years of hard work and dedication to communities across Arizona. Your services have had such a profound impact on our state, and you should be proud of what you have accomplished. Through your combined efforts, Arizona's bioscience and healthcare industry is one of the leading job creators in the state. This is critical to creating access to high-quality, good-paying jobs that contribute to the health of our economy and our people. Arizona's bioscience industry is growing rapidly and includes close to 3,000 life science establishments that employ over 36,000 Arizonans. And when you include all of the Arizona workers supporting our care economy, it includes over 345,000 Arizonans. Your efforts are a major driver of Arizona's economy, contributing $38.54 billion of economic impact in 2021. The companies and leaders we are celebrating tonight are part of a statewide community of health innovation champions who call Arizona home. Together, you are discovering, developing, and delivering innovative medicines, medical devices, diagnostics, and healthcare technologies that make life better for people in Arizona and around the world. Arizona's healthcare delivery partners at every level are working to help Arizonans stay healthy. They provide high-quality care to patients and their caregivers and partner with our research community to develop even better health solutions for the future. On top of improving health, Arizona's private and public research centers create learning opportunities for our students that prepare them for the high-quality jobs available in this industry. In the last 2 decades, Arizona's public and private investment into its health innovation ecosystem has exceeded $27 billion. As a result, we have cutting-edge facilities like the Technology and Research Initiative Fund, which was created by the people of Arizona in 2000 as part of Prop 301. Since then, the money generated from this fund has added to over $1.7 billion of research investments for Arizona's state universities. This facility has been and continues to be a growth engine, propelling Arizona's life science sector forward. In 2022, a new catalyst for growth was created by the state of Arizona. The Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund is focused on developing our small businesses that will create greater job opportunities for Arizonans and develop treatments and cures to help people everywhere. Designed to grow with contributions of public and private dollars, the trust fund has the potential to support the goal of making our life science sector nationally and globally recognized. Congratulations to AZBio on your 20 years of impact to our state. For the last 2 decades, Arizona's governors have made growing our bioscience sector a top priority, and I look forward to working with your community of educators, researchers, innovators, healthcare professionals, patient advocates, investors, and philanthropists to continue that legacy and grow Arizona's care economy as you continue to make life better for people here in Arizona and around the world.
And now, please join me in welcoming to the stage Joan Cooper-Walker, President and CEO of AZBio. Thank you.
Hey everybody, how are you tonight? Come on, you can do better than that. It's our birthday. I mean, how many times do you turn 20? Okay, well, yeah, maybe I've counted 20 a few times. But the thing that is so amazing is we are here together celebrating what we have all accomplished together. Now, I was really impressed with what Governor Hobbs said. Did you know that our state seal that was created before our statehood had the 5 C's on it? And Governor Hobbs has now added, after over 100 years, 2 more C's. One of them is chips, and the other is care. Well, chips are what power our medical devices, and care is what we create. So we are the focus for the future of the state of Arizona, and that's because of everyone in this room. Please give yourselves a big round of applause. So it's also my privilege, governors do a lot of very important work. But I can tell you that the governor didn't create the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund. That was an idea born from the legislature. And we have members of the legislature with us this evening. And I'd like to recognize Senator David Gowan, Senator Brian Fernandez is in the room. Maricopa County School Superintendent Steve Watson is with us this evening. And if you haven't seen the amazing videos that are playing all week, thanks to the superintendent's team, make sure you go to the AZBio website on your Arizona Bioscience Week tab and see that. They've got some amazing resources for our students. So this week, during Arizona Bioscience Week, we're not just learning together, it's playing in every classroom across the state. Isn't that cool? Also with us this evening, did you know that AZBio is actually, our office is in Chandler, Arizona? And with us tonight is the mayor of Chandler, Arizona, Mayor Kevin Hartke. Along with Chandler Council Member Mark Stewart. Also with us, those of you that know, sometimes they actually let me into our nation's capital, so I run around and try and see our members in their 11 offices. But a tremendous amount of work actually gets done here in what they call the district. And we are thrilled to have two district leaders here with us this evening. From the office of U.S. Senator Mark Kelly, Taylor Rogers is here. And from the office of Representative David Schweikert, Kevin Knight is with us this evening. And I don't know if you've been following all this buzz about valley fever and all the valley fever stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight, but Representative Schweikert, Rep. David as they call him, he actually, with Speaker McCarthy, co-founded the Valley Fever Caucus, and a lot of the research and things that we're now working on are thanks to their efforts. So Kevin, please tell Representative David that we said thank you. Okay, if you haven't figured out, we can't do this alone. Hello, Eric, how are you? There's a huge community of supporters that have come together to build what you see here, right? As the governor said, $27 billion has gone into building our bioscience sector. And part of that $27 billion built our hospitals and other things, and we'll talk about that later. But what's so cool is all of the support that you have given to AZBio over the last 20 years so that we could help you create everything that is around us today. And so to all of our AZBio sponsors and supporters, you'll see their logos up on the screens when we're not doing the program. Thank you. We could not do this without you. Thank you very much. And of course, the Arizona Commerce Authority, our title sponsor for Arizona Bioscience Week. The City of Phoenix, our presenting sponsor tonight. Thank you so much to Mayor Gallego and the council. Mayor Gallego did an amazing bioscience proclamation earlier this week that we're very thankful for. And now, one of the things, I just can't keep my headpiece on. Look at that. You would think I'd do better with my jewelry. Okay, so one of the things that we also do is we ask leaders to celebrate other leaders. And so as we move forward, I would like you to meet one of the leaders that inspired me. This is a leader who was a physician, actually still is a physician, and there was a problem, and he couldn't help the patients fast enough. They were always waiting. And so he got with some friends, and they started working on that problem, and they came up with an idea that he sketched out on a yellow pad. And then from that yellow pad, he and his team built a company that revolutionized pathology, not just in Arizona, but around the world. And later, that company was acquired by Roche, and today Arizona is the global headquarters for Roche Tissue Diagnostics. Please join me in welcoming the man that started it all, Dr. Tom Grogan.
10 years ago, I was the pioneer of the year. I was up on the stage with Mara Aspinall. And our little company in Tucson, Arizona, has since grown by leaps and bounds. I'm now retired, so I'm more in grandfather status, okay? Which I explained to the employees means if there's a recent success, I'm available for the photograph. If there's a problem, you change the diaper. So, our little company now is turning out about 3,600 high-precision instruments a year, going to 110 countries around the world. In the 11 years after we got acquired, I went to a lot of those countries. I went to 27 of them. And it's a great experience to give a group of doctors a new capability. It's like you go to the local airfield and pull in with an F-35 and say, why don't you hop in, I'll give you a ride. So I've had a great experience. Just last week, I was in Marana. We have expanded our manufacturing. It's now 140,000 square feet. It's right off of I-10. So all of those instruments are going around the world off of I-10. I wanted to have a sign made on the manufacturing plant in big letters that would say, this is not China. Okay, this is Arizona. These things are made right here. And I have to say, in the time I raised venture capital and needed to bring that capital to Arizona, that one of the things I argued was that the University of Arizona, and I dare say now Arizona State, are Science One universities. And whereas if you hire someone in Silicon Valley, good luck keeping them for 2 years, we had the pick of the lot from both universities. And it has been one of the great strengths that we've had. So I'm about to introduce our pioneer this year, but before I do, I just want to make one word, which is everything that happened to me came from the circumstance of being a physician scientist at the University of Arizona Medical School. And this year's pioneer recipient is one of those same individuals, a pioneer scientist. If you reduce all of medicine to the pure economics, one of the species that would be extinguished is the physician scientist. Because after all, they're only seeing patients half the time. They must be wasting their time otherwise. But my idea came from that other half of time. And today, there are 1,200 employees, Arizonans employed in this enterprise. So we want to preserve the species. And there's no better representative of the physician scientist as a great contributor to our society than this year's recipient, if you'll.
I have tried to get others to see how important this disease is. I actually took a job at the University of Arizona in 1978. And at that time, very little in the state was being done about valley fever. It was partly because no one was really focused on this disease that I thought it was an interesting problem to try to work on it. 2/3 of all US infections occur in our state. I suggested that the University of Arizona had a special responsibility to do something about this disease. So in 1996, the Arizona Board of Regents agreed that we should have a center, the Valley Fever Center for Excellence. Surprisingly, many times patients who should be tested for valley fever are not. A small percentage of people get really different disease. It doesn't just stay as a self-limited process. It continues to progress and can go through the bloodstream to other parts of the body. There are particular patients, one in particular, who had a genetic problem that led to a terrible, terrible outcome, and the loss of that person to their family, and we couldn't help her. The whole question of why people get sick and others don't is really a fascinating question, and we now have tools to address that. And it's with tools that didn't exist back in 1978. And it's being done by people who know informatics and know genetics in ways that was not available. The other really exciting idea is that we might be able to prevent this disease with a vaccine. Others here at the Valley Fever Center have worked together to identify a gene that is critical to the fungus causing disease. We hope within a year that there'll be a product available to veterinarians to prevent valley fever in dogs. There's really no reason, based on the biology, that it couldn't also be developed to protect humans, and that's a very exciting possibility. Collaboration is a wonderful thing. We formed the Valley Fever Collaborative to create the marketplace and the forum for collaborations across the entire state. This collaboration means, I think, there's momentum that will continue. Things that couldn't be done 40 years ago now can be done, and they'll be done by people who are brand new to the field. To have this as something that people see as an option for what they do with their lives really is very, very gratifying.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. John Galgiani.
You don't see power players like that on one stage at the same time. Two Arizona pioneers, a decade apart. Again, Dr. Tom Grogan and Dr. John Galgiani. So, we're celebrating anniversaries. The Arizona Bioscience Cluster was actually created 25 years ago. And then thanks to the Flinn Foundation and our community, AZBio was born out of the cluster in 2003. The way that happened was a member of the community reached out to the Flinn Foundation, wrote the plan that showed the vision of what a bioscience industry association could mean to the state. And when the Flinn Foundation approved that grant, he became AZBio's very first CEO. Please welcome John W. McGarity to the stage.
Thank you, Joan. I appreciate that. It's been really an exciting time for the past 20 years for the biosciences in Arizona. You've heard some of that already early this evening. And many, if not most, of you here in this room and the audience today have played a very key role in the exciting growth of bioscience industry in the state of Arizona. It would be impossible for me to even begin to name all the organizations and people who've contributed to and also supported the building of the bioscience industry in Arizona, but there are a few that really kind of stand out. The Flinn Foundation has been an absolute stalwart in the building and the effort with the establishment of the Arizona Bioindustry Roadmap Committee, along with their financial support, which has also provided outstanding commitment, leadership, and direction. Other key contributors over the past 20 years have been our universities, who have played a key role, our community colleges, our medical schools, our hospitals, the Arizona Commerce Department, the state of Arizona, and of course AZBio, and many businesses, of course, and also, including the law firms, who also put forth great efforts. One of the key reasons that you in Arizona have been so successful in the establishment and building of a viable bioscience industry has been the outstanding collaboration, which was just mentioned here a few minutes ago. This is among all sectors within the biosciences industry. It's been said that Arizona has the collaborative gene, and as you know, that is not the case in many other states in bioscience associations. Joan and AZBio have done an outstanding job in shepherding the growth, and I want to take this opportunity to thank Joan and congratulate her on the 20th anniversary of AZBio. Very well done. Congratulations. Also important to the growth and support of the Arizona Biosciences has been our state government and legislators. At this time, I would like to introduce you to an Arizona state senator who has been a very key supporter of the biosciences.
This is where our Constitution was made, right in this circle. And you'll see it here. So Governor Hunt, our first governor, he was the head of the convention. Senator David Gowan, Legislative District 19, and I live in Sierra Vista, Arizona. I always thought about future things of what would I want to do to help my nation, and of course this popped up as a state rep first, and through that process I was elected honorably and then became a majority leader and Speaker of the House at one point, and as such was able to come over to the Senate after I termed out and was the Appropriations Chairman for 4 years, and now I'm the Military Affairs Public Safety Chairman, and it's been an honor and privilege to serve. What took hold was a year I was in the House. Governor Brewer brought in a little girl that could not stand, could not speak at one point, and she went through the process of doing tests and such at TGen. When Governor Brewer said, I want you to stand up, this little girl stood up and was waving pretty heavily. And at that point I went, wow, what's the future of our medicine like? And then you figure out that's bioscience. And I went to TGen, saw all the work they were doing there, was able to support them from that point on. And then continuing forward in 2015, when I was the Speaker of the House, as I was looking at helping our state with veterinarians that we need out in rural Arizona tremendously, a portion of that looked at as bioscience. And so through that effort, I was able to secure dollars for both bioscience program down in southern Arizona as well as the veterinary medicine college out there at U of A. We just had our graduate class out of the veterinary medical center. The trust fund, it was a dream to put out there so that we can actually build upon it once it's established, which we did, that we could get dollars in it to help startups get in the field and push bioscience and get these companies so that they can get a foothold. And where's the better place than Arizona than to have a great foothold on this type of thing? What we're hoping to do is build that trust fund up to do those efforts to make sure that Arizona is the center state for the biosciences. I learned there was a whole different world out here, and that when I saw that little girl stand up after we had seen pictures and video of her not being able to and not being able to speak, and here she is standing and speaking, yeah, this is the future, and I will definitely be involved to help.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage our 2023 AZBio Public Service Honoree, Senator David Gowan. Senator?
My name is James Bates. I'm the president and CEO of AZBio Medical and member of the AZBio Board of Directors. AZBio exists to serve our members and our community. AZBio's Board of Directors are volunteer leaders who have developed and supported the strategies that have helped our industry get to where we are today. And we are working together to help Arizona realize its future potential. It has been an honor to watch Arizona mature in the biosciences over the last 10 years or so that I've been involved with it. Through the hard work of many large, small companies, profit and nonprofit organizations, and governmental entities, we are in fact achieving the vision of becoming a leader in the bioscience industries. Over the next 10 years, we should expect to see Arizona-based revolutions in healthcare related to artificial intelligence, gene therapy, and even vaccines that cure terrible illnesses like cancer. This next award recognizes a selfless leadership and coordination between government, industry, and finance that is required for us to achieve this leadership. The John W. McGarity Arizona Bioscience Leader of the Year Award recognizes outstanding leadership that contributed significantly to development of the state's bioindustry and advancement of biosciences in Arizona. Please turn your attention to the screen to learn about this year's John W. McGarity Arizona Bioscience Leader of the Year, Brad Halvorsen.
So the Flinn Foundation is a private foundation that is focused on improving the quality of life in Arizona to benefit future generations.
We were started in 1965 by Dr. Robert Flinn, who was a top cardiologist here in his day, and Irene Flinn, who brought the wealth to the relationship. Dr. Flinn was very much a medical innovator. He brought the electrocardiograph to Arizona. He brought the first pacemaker operation to Arizona. He would bring top talent and speakers to Arizona for others to learn from. And that's what we try to follow as well. And in the year 2001, we decided to go much more deep on one specific area of the healthcare field, which was the biosciences. We felt at the time that Arizona was well positioned for great things if this area was well funded and coordinated.
Flinn takes the long view in our grant making and in our other programs because we realize, things aren't just one and done. The plan started in 2002. That's over 21 years ago.
The Flinn Foundation launched Arizona's Bioscience Roadmap, a major strategic plan to provide a framework for going forward in the biosciences. One of the best things about the roadmap is it galvanizes bioscience leaders in the state who are focusing on common areas, gets them on the same page.
So I feel like we're at a very pivotal point, and that is very exciting. There's been a lot of long, hard work done over the last 20 years to build a foundation. This is an innovative culture. Anybody can come here and figure out what they want to do and do it. There are a lot of people coming to the table. We're seeing new positions created around biosciences in places that we haven't before.
I think one key for Arizona is our ability to collaborate, and collaboration is so important in the biosciences. And if individuals and institutions work together in a cohesive manner, it really multiplies the impact that can be had.
I think that there are just so many things that are getting ready to happen, and this is really the place that it's going to do it.
Brad Halvorsen.
Good evening. I'm Kevin Parker, the Vice President of Business Operations for Exact Sciences Precision Oncology Division, and also the Vice Chair of the AZBio Industry Association. And on behalf of Exact Sciences, I'd just like to congratulate all of AZBio and this community for 20 years. Exact Sciences is a global leader in cancer diagnostics. Our tests span the continuum of cancer care, from predicting risk of disease through our hereditary cancer test to tests that guide treatment decisions once a patient has been diagnosed. We are committed to finding cancer earlier when we know it's more treatable and providing better information to help doctors and patients choose the right treatment which can improve outcomes. We continue to invest heavily in developing life-changing cancer diagnostic tests for the future and are collaborating with Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins University, the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard, and TGen right here in Phoenix. We are developing a robust pipeline of new cancer detection tests. Our lab in Phoenix is the home of our next generation sequencing tests, and we are extremely proud to be a part of the Arizona Bioscience community. The Arizona Bioscience Researcher of the Year recognizes the life science researcher in Arizona for their significant contributions to the advancement of knowledge and the understanding of biological processes as measured by publications and/or professional acknowledgement of their work in either an academic or commercial setting. Please turn your attention to the screen to learn more about this year's honoree.
I'm Dr. Rimsza. I am professor in the Department of Laboratory Medicine and Pathology in the Division of Hematopathology. There's two ways to be a doctor. You can see one patient at a time and make a profound difference to them, or be involved in medical research, and you're making a series of small decisions impacting thousands to millions of patients. The goal has always been to make sure that the diagnosis is accurate. And in the end, it's a judgment call. A pathologist is making a decision based on the accumulation of data and saying, okay, this is what it is. They hand that diagnosis to the hematologist or the surgeon. So what we want to do is provide additional tools to make that more objective, quantitative, and accurate. Just in my field alone, there's been 5 different types of lymphoma classification, massive integration of genetic and DNA types of information, and et cetera. So the challenge of reinventing yourself and keeping up has been joyful, but also a lot of work. Of the patents that we've filed, most of them are around more accurate ways to diagnose lymphoma. We're very excited about one called the Lymph3CX, which is for primary mediastinal B-cell lymphoma, an interesting subtype which is difficult to diagnose, and one of the only lymphomas that's more common in women. Out of the 80 types, there's only 2 that are more common in women, and it's particularly prominent in young women in their 30s. So getting that diagnosis down accurately, we're really excited about that. It's another test that we're offering in the lab. We were able to hone that down to expression of a panel of genes. It has implications for the type of therapy patients get, their prognosis, and other things like that. And it's been used in multiple clinical trials, and we actually offer it for patients. Gone are the days where one person goes into a lab and comes up with something brilliant. It's team research now. Things are so complex that it really takes a lot of people with different expertise. And I have found that team, and I tell people, find your colleagues, find your collaborators. Strength is in numbers. That's the way you can move forward. Well, it's really exciting for me because we have been working in this field of technology development towards, improving patient care for a very long time. And this particular award, focusing on that end of the research is really exciting for us.
Please welcome to the stage this year's Arizona Bioscience Researcher of the Year, Dr. Lisa Rimsza.
Good evening. My name is Shannon Gropenbacher. I'm the Director of Healthcare Policy and Advocacy at Johnson & Johnson Healthcare Systems. And if you haven't noticed by now, I am a member of the AZBio Board of Directors, and Joan gives us our marching orders, and we show up and help support. So James and I had a little chuckle about that earlier. It is my personal pleasure to announce the next honoree. As an Arizona resident and mom of 2 teenage sons, education is important in our family, like in all families. But developing the next leaders in clinical research and regulatory science is a personal issue for my family. 9 years ago, our then 10-year-old son was diagnosed with severe Crohn's disease. Learning you have a chronic disease and parenting a child through that life comes with a desire and a hope that one day researchers will find a cure. Although the journey to living a healthy life was fraught with challenges, today our son is stable on a biologic medicine that came from a life science company just like those in this room this evening. Our next recipient's commitment to engage and develops students from 35 states and every continent gives families like mine a hope that one day there will be a cure. Michael A. Cusanovich was a Regents professor, researcher, and educator who spent his entire academic career at the University of Arizona. He was a leader in our bio industry, advocating for research and economic development across our state. For 10 years, he served as the vice president for research, helping grow the University of Arizona into a top public research institution. We lost Dr. Cusanovich in 2010, but his legacy lives on this evening with us. Let's meet this year's Michael A. Cusanovich, Arizona Bioscience Educator of the Year.
Hey Barb, good morning.
Hey Kaushal, I hear you. Where are you?
Yeah, coming in with some good news.
Great, what do you got?
Yes, so we just closed our fall enrollments.
Yes,
Yes,
and?
we are 30% higher than our fall of last year.
Wow, that's awesome. 30% higher than last year.
For you, Mustafa,
What do you
picking
got?
up some more students, just a few hundred.
What? Oh my God, that's amazing. 100 students?
Oh, you better get busy. We got to get these all up there.
We're going to go ahead and put them over there.
Yeah, so since we started the program 15 years ago, we were just here in Phoenix. We got our little flag here in Phoenix.
Right.
But we have grown all over. Look at, we're in 35 states here, but look at like in Europe, in Africa, a lot of students from Africa, but look at India. They came out of 25 universities to come to ASU to be part of the CRM Reg Science program. And then we've got Asia. We've got actually students from Fiji and Australia. Now, wait a minute.
I think we got students from everywhere.
I think we're missing some. We've got this continent, that continent, this
What
one.
are we missing?
We're missing Antarctica. Wait a minute. I think I hear Mia. Mia, is that you?
Hey, Barb, hold on up there. I'm in Antarctica right now. We just interviewed 2 students and they're ready to start. Oh, it's so cold here. See you soon.
Can't wait to see you back when you get here. Stay warm.
You know what, with so many students, we might need more faculty.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Do we have enough to plan for all this?
If you guys need faculty, I have tons of offers.
That is fantastic. I mean, look at, we are growing. And since we started 15 years ago, we have been doing some amazing things. 2017, we got this great award over here for the Dream, Discover, Deliver, which was for innovation, which we are, in that people don't know that clinical research really promotes and grows healthcare. And then in 2022, Dean Karshmer and Dean Kenny gave us the opportunity to develop CREA. Students kept asking, how do I get that opportunity to try something new, to get out there, because the job requirements are saying I need 2 to 5 years experience. No one's going to give me that experience. Well, with CREA, we got over 40 industry partners that are letting our students try things, do new things, which is fantastic, which then led into one of our favorite partners, the Mayo ASU MedTech Accelerator. We are looking forward to expanding that, getting the word out. At the end of the day, teaching is our passion, educating people, whether it's the students, the public, the community, whether it's local or international community, as we see that we're all over the place. And we are thrilled about having that opportunity to do that. And again, it's in that success, it's not just me, it's all of you that make me look good, and I help hopefully make you look good too, and we just are thrilled to have that opportunity to be part of what's going on at Edson, because we are Edson.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Barbara Marusiak, the Michael A. Cusanovich Arizona Bioscience Educator of the Year.
I'm Tom Eisenmenger. I'm the president and CEO of Regenesis Medical and also a member of the AZBio Board of Directors.
Good evening. My name is Harry George, and I'm the managing partner of Solstice Capital. And years ago, I was a McGarity Leader of the Year. Tom, I'm a little disappointed. I thought you were going to wear your strapless gown for our presentations.
Harry, I can't wear a strapless gown.
Well, where are the envelopes?
Joan would show me up. Look at that bling.
Where are the envelopes?
There's no envelopes. These have all been pre-announced.
Where's the drama in that?
So as Regenesis was honored with the AZBio Fast Lane Award in 2011, and we've continued to advance our technology, going after the complications associated with the diabetic foot. Our team was thrilled to be honored as the Arizona Bioscience Company of the Year in 2019, and has continued to innovate, launching our new relief pain management system just last month. Progress like this is a result of great teams inside of a company and the commitment of life science investors who provide the funding and often the guidance that is needed along the health innovation journey.
Regenesis is an excellent example of how great ideas develop to become great companies that are making a difference in people's lives.
Thanks, Harry, and thanks for supporting Regenesis for over 22 years. The AZBio Fast Lane Award honors the select few companies that have achieved outstanding milestones in the past 18 months. Significant progress is measured by clinical results, regulatory approvals, certifications, collaborations, funding awards, product launches, job growth, or product sales milestones. Now, let's meet the first of our 3 Fast Lane honorees.
I'm Marianne Guerra. I'm the CEO and founder of Aesthetics Biomedical. So the exciting thing about Aesthetics Biomedical and our products are we've had the ability to have an evolution. So when we started out, we were distributing the Vivace legacy device, we call it. So what we did is we sold the legacy, and then we learned from that, and we created first what we call So Me skincare. Skincare, that's all you. So we draw your blood, we create platelet-rich plasma, and we designed a serum that would preserve your platelets in their natural state for up to 120 days. Now, why is that a big deal? Because prior to our serum being developed, your platelets, once you draw them and you spin them down, they only stay stable for 4 to 6 hours. Now, what that means is we were able to offer, first time in the world, individualized, personalized products for your skin to take home with you. Then we wanted to take personalization to another level. So radiofrequency microneedling, basically you deliver radiofrequency into the dermis and you get rid of those fine lines and wrinkles and your skin looks really good. So the issue here though is how do you make sure you hit the dermis? We added ultrasound. Now when you add ultrasound imaging, you scan it and it tells you what's the depth of the epidermis, what's the depth of the dermis, and what's the combined depth. So now you know exactly where to deliver that radiofrequency. So you have precise, personalized radiofrequency microneedling. So we launched SoMe in the fall of 2019. Well, if you recall, 2020 wasn't a great year for many of us because COVID hit in March. Through COVID, we continued to advance the development of the Vivace Ultra with the Vision handpiece. How did we do that? PADT in Tempe. They were our designers. AZ Prototype, which is in Mesa. They are the manufacturers. We have Tasmanian Freight. They ship everything. They've been working with us. So, I mean, you look at it, you know, we've got design, we've got manufacturing, we've got freight. These are the folks that I really admire for helping us because if they hadn't done what they did for us and are doing, we would not be here today. It was the angel groups and it was our partners that are all part of the bioscience community. And so that's why AZBio bringing all of us together is so important. And we've tapped into every single thing we possibly can in this community and it's worked for us.
Please welcome Marianne Guerra, CEO and founder, Aesthetics Biomedical.
Please turn your attention to the screens to learn about our next Fast Lane honoree, CND Life Sciences.
Todd Levine, and I'm the Chief Medical Officer for CND Life Sciences. So we're really a very unique lab, and the idea was to really try to understand what's happening inside a person's brain by studying the nerves in their skin. So obviously accessing neuronal tissue from the brain is not a very simple thing to do, but it turns out that just beneath the surface of the skin there are many, many nerves, and those nerves serve as a window into the central nervous system.
Dr. John Neal, Executive Vice President and Chief Physician Executive and Network Strategy Officer at Honor Health. This classification, this disease category, Parkinson, most prevalent being Parkinson's disease, Lewy body dementia, didn't really have reliable early stage testing. You can imagine as a patient how frustrating it is, to know that things are going wrong but not be able to get a reliable, accurate, fairly simple diagnostic test to understand that. And so really what we're seeing as this becomes more prevalent in the general neurology community, the use of this test is you have more patients with access to early diagnosis, which then leads to early treatment and also leads to early certainty. Even if it's not an answer that anybody wants, having an answer provides the patient and family a sense of certainty, allows them to really plan their diagnostic pathway, and that's a huge benefit.
So the process is sort of twofold. The first process in the SIN1 test is actually taking a piece of skin in a clinic, in a doctor's office, and then sending it to us. We do take 3 sites from each patient. So we take one from the ankle, one from the knee, and one from the shoulder. Once we have those biopsies, it's sent here to the lab in Arizona. And we run a very different and very unusual type of pathology. So most pathology in the world, say you do a colon biopsy, a breast biopsy, a liver biopsy, that piece of tissue is embedded in plastic, and then that plastic is cut very, very thin so that the pathologist can see every little detail of what's happening in that skin tissue. So we do everything in frozen tissue. So the tissue that comes in is not embedded in plastic, it's frozen and then cut very thick.
We're a big advocate for biotech development in Arizona. We have people on our team who have been some of the leaders in developing the bioscience community in Arizona, and so it's something we fundamentally believe in.
We chose Arizona for a number of different reasons. One was financial. The talent that we have here in Arizona is also really very plentiful, all local and all excited to work in an industry and really kind of help build Arizona up in that way.
A company, a technology, an idea really starts with leadership, and for us, knowing Dr. Todd Levine, knowing his expertise, having him treat patients, family members, people we care about for a long time, is the exact type of person and type of leadership that we want to invest in, and I think it bodes well for the trajectory of the company.
Please join us in welcoming Rick Morello, CEO of CND Life Sciences.
Please turn your attention to the screen to learn about our final Fast Lane honoree, Reglagene.
Hi, my name is Richard Austin, and I'm the CEO and a co-founder at Reglagene. At Reglagene, we specialize in the development of brain-penetrant therapies. We formed the company in 2016 based on technology coming out of the University of Arizona. Each of us has what is known as a blood-brain barrier. And this barrier is designed to prevent toxins from going into our brains, but it also prevents the entry of what might otherwise be useful therapies. And so what we've done as a company is we've been able to apply our expertise to creating those therapies that are able to navigate the blood-brain barrier and actually access the brain. Reglagene currently leases lab space on the campus. We are able to do that in a cost-effective fashion and have access not only to equipment on the campus, but also to equipment operators as we need them. We're able to tap into world-class facilities, world-class equipment, world-class people. We had an amazing discovery in 2020 in which we found that our molecules, our drug candidates, were working by the most clinically well-validated way of working in the history of cancer therapy. And we were getting this kind of therapy into the brain for the very first time. The next 2 years for Reglagene is a really exciting time because we are completing those studies to get ready to present this in front of the FDA so we can get that approval to go into the clinic. Within the next 2 years, we would like to be very deep into that phase 1 human clinical trial. So that'll give us great confidence that we are moving in the right direction. A common theme here is all the help we get from our community. Tech Launch Arizona, the University of Arizona Center for Innovation, the Flinn Foundation, putting those first dollars into our company, the Cancer Fund, taking us up under their wing and showing us how to be a company, and Desert Angels for really providing that capital that, quite frankly, a company like ours just can't do without. This has been just a great place to grow our company.
Please join us in welcoming Richard Austin, President and CEO of Reglagene.
Well, good evening. I'm Kristen Swingle. I'm President and COO for Critical Path Institute, and I'm also the chair of AZBio's Board of Directors. And I have the privilege of closing us out with the awards for the evening. So it's really been wonderful to celebrate all of your outstanding achievements this evening. I've had the pleasure of watching and just being a part of the astounding growth in the life science community over the last 20 years. And I just want to say on behalf of my fellow AZBio board members, I'd like to thank each and every one of you who has dedicated your time, your energy, resources, and really persevered through the ups and downs that come with any worthy endeavor, which is, to create new and innovative therapies, devices, diagnostics, that are truly having an impact on our community, our state, our nation, and our world. A perfect example of this is the company that we are about to honor. The Arizona Bioscience Company of the Year Award recognizes the for-profit bioscience company whose Arizona-based operations did the most to transform the world during the last 12 months. So please turn your attention to the screen to hear more about this year's award winner.
For patients with brain tumors, GammaTile therapy is a surgically targeted radiation therapy that provides immediate, dose-intense treatment at the completion of resection.
We established the purpose of our company, simply to improve the lives of patients with brain tumors. Patients deserve as many options as possible. There have been very few advances in this field over the last 15 years. We won't have the only answer, but we think we can be part of a bigger answer that can really improve lives, extend lives for a significant period of time.
GammaTile is a surgically targeted radiation therapy for patients with operable brain tumors. GammaTile consists of a bioresorbable collagen tile that is embedded with 4 small radiation sources. After the tiles are placed, GammaTile therapy begins delivering a therapeutic dose of radiation to the target area while protecting healthy brain tissue and minimizing radiation side effects. GammaTiles are placed into the operative bed, covering the tumor cavity with tiles. The number of tiles implanted is customized for each patient based on the size and location of the tumor. GammaTile immediately begins delivering a targeted therapeutic radiation dose to remaining tumor cells. The tile provides a structural offset of the sources from brain tissue, protecting healthy tissue from the side effects of radiation.
For Barbara, this surgery has certainly been life-changing both for her and for me. Her original metastasis was in the back part of her head, and that has had no evidence of recurrence since the re-resection with the GammaTile placement. I think seeing a patient like Barb, who when I first met her was worried about living the next 6 months and being able to take that tumor out of Barb and then watch it not come back for over 2 years now has been one of the most rewarding things as a doctor that you can do.
My doctor told me that he had a new therapy that he'd like me to consider. Instead of like external beam radiation, he wanted me to try this new form of radiation. So he told me at that time about gamma tile.
If this is what a blessing looks like, I'll take it every time. And I'm thankful for it. I'm grateful every day of my life.
Please welcome Shane Brown, President of the 2023 Arizona Bioscience Company of the Year, GT Medical Technologies.
Thank you, Kristen, and thank you for your leadership. All of our AZBio board members, you saw them up here tonight. Believe me, none of them need the limelight. They are all tremendous leaders in their own right. But I want you to get to know them. I want you to see them because they are AZBio. You are AZBio. We are AZBio, and we have a big job ahead of us. I'd like to do a shout out quickly to my friends at AZ Big Media that are here in the room. I think they're at like table 33. They have worked with us to create the AZBio special supplement now for 8 years. And in this book, there are the stories, because we are still battling what I call the who knew effect. As I go around the state, as I go around the country, as I go around the world, and I talk about the amazing things that are having and happening here in Arizona, and I'm still getting, wow, who knew? We need to spread the word. We need to educate. That's why 25,000 leaders across our state got that magazine this week. And you all got that magazine tonight. Equally important, I need your help because we have taken on a huge goal. It's not my goal, it's our goal. And that goal is to double the size of our bioscience industry by 2033. So, 10-year challenge to take our current economic impact in 2021 of $38.54 billion in 1 year, and 10 years from now, get that up to over $77 billion in economic impact in 1 year. That means more money for schools. That means more money for education. That means more money for students. And it's doable. Many of you know I'm an economist. I have looked at the numbers. We have the base assets that we need at this point. It's taken us 20 years to build it. There are a couple of things that we need along the way to get to that momentum, to keep it building so that we can grow year on year on year. But we've doubled in 10 years before, and we can double in 10 years again. Watch us. We just need partners like Senator Gowan, and partners like Governor Hobbs, and partners like the philanthropists and the people and the businesses in this room to get it done. So as we go on and look at what needs to be done, we had to think about, what do we have? We have amazing universities. We have amazing hospitals. We have invested, as you heard the governor say, $27 billion over the last 20 years. So if we're going to do that, how do we grow? How do we get to that next level? We have had tremendous growth. We are 14th by population. We are now 14th as the number of companies in our ecosystem, which means that in 10 years, we should have no problem getting up to number 10. But here's the thing. We're number 22nd in employment. And so the AZBio Board of Directors wanted to know what was creating that gap. Why was it that we have the companies, but we're not growing them as fast as some of the other states around us? And it came down to three things. And those three things that we need to focus on are our workforce, our students. Now, if you guys haven't figured out yet, I have a soft spot for the students. It's so important because they are our future. The second thing that we moved into and started to look at was how do we support our entrepreneurs? Those of you that are in the industry that have brought drugs and medical devices to market know that, and I've spent over 4 decades in tech. Yeah, I'm that old. And so over those 4 decades, I have seen all kinds of industries launch. And I can tell you from experience, there is no industry that is harder than the biosciences. We have regulatory hurdles, we have government hurdles, we now have government pricing hurdles, we have R&D expense issues that are astronomical. And if we're going to take 10 companies and spin them out of one of our universities this year, one of them will fail within 5 years. Another will fail within the next 3. And if we don't have the funding to move them forward so that they can figure out what they need when they need it and hit those key milestones so they become investable, that's going to be a key word that you're going to hear over the next decade, making our companies investable. Because I can tell you, I've been investing since 1987. See, I really am old. And I worked really hard for that money. It's not other people's money. I'm not a VC. I didn't get money from an insurance company to reinvest for them. That's my money. And so I want to make sure it's going to do what I think it's going to do. Well, our angel investors feel the same way. And so we have to work with our companies to get them to the stage where they are ready to receive investment. They need the funding. Sometimes that funding is $50,000. Sometimes it's $100,000. Sometimes it's $1 million to get to the milestones, to give the investors that confidence that, yeah, this one's got a chance to go the distance. This one's got a chance to save the world. So as we look forward, Senator Gowan, when I first started to talk to you about the Health Innovation Trust Fund and we started thinking about how to make a better Arizona, you understood, you brought people together, you taught us how this could become the engine that drives Arizona forward, not just in the next decade, but for generations. Arizona could be home to the Arizona Health Innovation Trust Fund the way the United Kingdom is home to the Wellcome Trust. That's what we have the opportunity to build. That kind of sustainability is essential. So as we move forward, as we look at where we are where we're going and how we're going to get there on slide. I think what we need to keep in mind is that little AZBio can't do this. The universities by themselves can't do this. The hospitals cannot do this. The legislature and the governor cannot do this. Federal government cannot do this. Nobody can do it in isolation. We all do it together by supporting the students. That is actually one of our student researchers that you're going to be seeing, but supporting the students, supporting the entrepreneurs, and providing that early stage capital that will allow us to continue to grow these companies. The companies will create the health innovations. The health innovations will help the patients. The companies will create the jobs. The jobs will create the economic impact. But it is all of us as a community that will create that change. So I'm asking each of you to join me in a commitment to make this vision a reality. So at your table, you see pins, and they look like this. Now, it's a little tiny pin, but you can see it, right? I want you to pick it up, and I want you to put it on. And I want you to wear it when you see people, and people will say, "What are you wearing that pin for?" You can say, "I have committed to grow the life science sector in Arizona. I am committed to creating healthier people now and for generations to come. I am committed to creating a healthier economy. I am part of the solution that we're all building together." So you're going to see AZBio board members wearing those pins. You see me wearing the pin. I am going to be watching all of you to see you wearing those pins, because the best way to combat the who knew effect is to have the pin and have somebody say, "What's that for?" And you can start to tell them about the amazing things in our bioscience industry and how it is creating a healthier Arizona. So put on the pins. Join me in making that commitment. It is doable if we all work together. And we all can. Right, Dr. Grogan? That's right. Thank you very much, everyone. Mara, I think you had a couple of things you needed to take care of.
I wanted to start by thanking Joan. A lot of us thank Joan a lot, but it's important to do today. So let me start by saying, Joan, thank you. Thank you for your tireless leadership. Thank you for your tenacity. And maybe what I'm most impressed with is your ability to push, which we all know very, very well. But what you may not know is Joan also has the ability to be patient and find the right people, find the right spots, and find the right issues. And for that, we thank you for all of your work and continue to be so impressed with those 20 years of impact. So thank you. So I'll conclude here with just a few more thoughts, because we're here in 2023, and it's an important moment. And why do I say that? What will be remembered on this moment? Well, yes, Joan, we will always remember the 20 years of impact of AZBio, and we're just getting started. There's more to come. But I'm going to say society will also recognize that these first 2 decades of the 21st century are ones in which our industry, the biosciences industry, laid the fundamental foundation of technologies, of discoveries, of data that will improve health for the rest of the 21st century. And when I say that, I call it Genomics 3.0. But when I talk about health, I don't just mean human health. As AZBio has shown, we're not just about human health. We're about animal health, and we're about planetary health, because the bioscience industry is vast and broad, and its reach and its impact is greater than ever. And this, it's easy to say, but I believe now more than we ever have, this is not just a nice to have. This is an absolute must-have. And why do I say that? Well, yes, I have my mask at my table, the COVID pandemic. But it's not just COVID. We've had a lot of epidemics, and we've passed through them and through the challenges. But without our industry, every aspect of it, from diagnostics, the place that I love, to devices and therapies and vaccines and increasingly biostatisticians, without all of that, we'd still be suffering. That is impact. I get emotional and choked up when I talk about it, because we all have those stories of what has changed in 20 years. So I want to thank each and every one of you for what you uniquely do to make a difference to the people of Arizona, the people of the United States, and increasingly, we know there are no borders. It's the people around the world. So thank you. Joan, back to you.
Thank you, Mara. Thank you for your friendship for all of these years. All right, so it's my turn to take us home, wrap things up, and we just start a little bit late. We're 2 minutes late, and that makes me crazy, so I'm going to go really fast. All right, so number one, those of you that are honorees, if you would like to come up on the stage afterwards and have pictures with your team, your tables, etc., Mark Goldstein, our fabulous photographer, will be happy to do that, and then I will get those pictures posted for you by next week. In addition to that, I want to thank Mark. Mark has become the historian for AZBio. He has taken photographs or provided the photographs at every AZBio event since I started in March of 2011. And Mark, thank you. I also want to thank our KCA team. You guys all know Abigail and Laura, and you've talked to many of them from time to time. Do you know that AZBio has 2 employees, and we added our 2nd employee this year? The reason we're able to do everything we do is because of our amazing board of directors, those volunteers that, yes, I boss them around, but also because we outsource to a fabulous team that scales with us when we need them to do our memberships and all of our events and all of the things that we do. And we could not keep the lights on without them. So to the KCA team, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you. In addition, Clay Stubblefield has been producing the AZBio Awards and the AZBio events now since 2011. Thank you, Clay. And our partners at Marks Productions, who make me look better and better every year as I get older and older. They seem to figure it out. Students, I'd like you to go back to your posters for 30 minutes to give people one more chance to come and visit you. After that 30 minutes, you get to party just like everybody else. Just be aware if it says student on your badge, you're going to get carded at the bar. In addition to that, again, pictures are up here. Thank you to all of our supporters. Thank you to the Arizona Commerce Authority. Thank you to the City of Phoenix. Thank you to everyone that has helped. And by the way, this may be the peak of Arizona Bioscience Week, but we still got 2 more days and 3 more events to go. So Ponte Cura on Friday night at the Arizona Science Center, we're raising money to fund student internships so that we can give more kids more opportunities. Tomorrow at the ASU Health Futures Center, all of the honorees that you heard from tonight, or most of them, are speaking on panels talking about the work they're actually going to do, and you could actually talk to them about what they're doing. So we have an opportunity to change the world. We have an opportunity to support our entrepreneurs. We have an opportunity to double by 2033. And I hope you'll join me in making that happen. Happy Bioscience Week, everybody. Happy anniversary, AZBio. Go and have a great evening. Bye-bye.